All right. Lee Ann, thanks for joining us. Why don't we just jump right in and get started? Please go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business and what you guys do.
Okay, thank you. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me. So my name's Lee Ann Wiiki, and I'm CEO of a small business called Lintu Solutions. We are kind of an interesting and a little bit different business than I think most people in this space. We started out our work in the U.S. federal government about 5 years ago, doing general AI, general IT services work. And about a year ago, we tilted, actually, before all of the strangeness happened with Doge in the government market, we had started to get into AI adoption because of the developments in generative AI. Of course, AI has been in the federal space for many, many moons, decades. But generative AI and the fact that AI was going to be able to run on edge devices was a real wake-up call to me. So I dropped back, look at my corporate strategy, and realized that there probably weren't going to be a lot of programmers in 10 years, and that I
Mm,
needed to really think about what was my business going to be. So as a result of that, I engaged a couple of people that I had worked with in the past, some of whom had actually worked through the transition of business when the internet and PCs came into play, and it really upended the way that businesses worked. And we built out an AI adoption model that was very focused not only on process, but also on the human side of it, because that's what's really different in this case. People's jobs are changing. The way that technology is interacting with humans is very different. And so our services at this point are focused around AI adoption, and that includes all of the strategic management consulting through actually building AI and then transitioning it into operations for companies. We continue to do our government work, but in the commercial sector, the way we like to summarize it is we're strategists who build and
mm.
builders who train. So we transition and train people to be able to go forward as well.
Super cool. So are you then training people on the tools that are out there in the marketplace, or are you developing your own tools, or both?
So we're focused on services. So we build specific AI agents
Yep.
using large language models that are out there and the evolving tools, which are interesting to keep up with, to say the least.
Yeah.
But we are product and platform agnostic, building based on what suits the specific need or use case of the business. So services, we help to strategize with business. What are their business problems? Then we go out and find what are the right tools or the right set of tools to build what they need. Then we build it, transition it to them, and let them take it forward. Um, so it's primarily on the services side. We're not one of those companies that's building something to go out and do, big funding rounds and that type of thing. We're purely in the services side.
Okay. And then I'm sure you have this kind of conversation a lot. What kinds of fears or uncertainties do your customers have when it comes to AI?
Well, so it's interesting. So there's current customers and then there's prospective customers.
Yep.
The current customers, most of them are just really trying to solve business problems. And the biggest concern they have is holding on to market share
Okay.
and being able to maintain a position as the market changes. Prospective customers, many of them are in a little bit of denial still.
Mm,
I think that most of them have been bombarded with AI information from every angle, and
mhm.
their eyes have glazed over, and they are knowing that they need to do some things, but not sure what direction to go. And I need to segment kind of the group of people that I'm talking about. We are focused primarily on mid-market and larger small businesses. We're not in the commercial sector going after the huge, Fortune 100 companies. We figure there is more than enough work that needs to be done. Those guys are either going to hire directly or they're going to go to a Booz Allen or a Bain or a Deloitte or somebody like that. That's not our market. We're trying to help the people who don't have the ability to hire all these high-powered resources onto their own payroll or pay $1 million or $2 million for somebody to come in and help them figure it out.
Right. Right, right. Okay, good. Then looking at your business, how do the trends in AI affect your business? What are you guys using AI for?
So we're using it for all kinds of things. We use it for fleshing out strategies. We use it for building out architectures, alternatives. We use it for market research. We use it for tools for building. We use, as I think most people will continue to do so, traditional SaaS tools for things like accounting and timekeeping and that type of thing. Anything that's very compliance focused. But if it's not something that needs to already have some pretty standard business rules written into it, we're going to AI. It's less expensive, it'll be more tailored, and we can use it in a way that is much more advantageous to us without a whole lot of huge cost.
Yeah. Do you use AI for marketing and sales?
Yes, so it's interesting, as a business owner, you get approached by, all kinds of businesses who want to sell to you as well. And I've had very interesting pitches from all kinds of people who have AI-based marketing capabilities to go out and build your network, to, build your LinkedIn presence, all that kind of stuff. We are not using any of those because our marketing really needs to be straight at a specific target set.
Mhm.
And so, and part of this might be just my background, having spent, decades selling to the federal government. I'd rather start with a set of target customers I'm going after and go directly to them and the
Mhm.
segment down, who are the people that I want to reach out to, and build campaigns to get to them at various different levels, which is how I always did work in pursuing large government contracts. I don't see the purpose for somebody like us who is small enough to spend a huge amount of resources on marketing and SEO, which is now pretty much dead because of AI searches anyway, and the
Right.
whole cottage industry of marketing and sales consultants and professionals and AI tools. We're not selling to consumers, so we don't need that. And in
Right.
fact, a couple of our first clients, we've done the same thing for. We've helped them to tailor down to a very specific set of prospects that are their ideal customers for them to go out and reach out to.
Right. Got it. Good. So what level is your business at right now? In terms
Um,
of how you quantify that? Is that revenue? Is it customers? How do you quantify that?
well, so we're definitely in growth stage. We are the kind of business in the size that we are and the way that we're trying to grow. I don't ever see us being a company that's got 1,000 clients simultaneously. We're a little
Right.
bit more of a boutique kind of company. What's interesting is we're trying to help our clients mature in their ability to buy and use the types of things that we sell. That's not the case in the federal government. We continue to do cybersecurity work and user interface design and basic programming, and all those things are there. Those are shifting and changing as they figure out how to use AI, but we're
Yep.
still doing that work. It's really the commercial sector where we're going after those more cutting edge kind of services and implementations of AI, where that's evolving.
Right. Which government do you focus on?
So we had been traditionally was supporting the Internal Revenue Service,
Okay.
GSA, NASA. We did some criminal justice information systems work for state of Minnesota. We did cryptography policy. We did some supply chain for cybersecurity for NIH.
Cool.
So the cybersecurity, of course, is a huge element of what's happening with AI as well. So we think that set of skills that we have is really important in the way that we're approaching artificial intelligence as well.
Got it. So when customers talk about you guys, what do you think they say about your business? What's the best things that they say?
The best things that they say. Well, a number of people in our local community keep calling me the AI lady, so I kind of like that actually.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm never planning to put a Neuralink chip in there or anything,
No,
but
no, no. Right.
but I
It could
think
be coming, but
and we've done some prompt engineering courses for clients as well. And I think one of the most complimentary things that people have said about us is that we're taking this really complicated and overwhelming subject and making it very tangible and real and understandable in real people language, because there is so much jargon out there.
yeah,
It is such an overwhelming subject for most people. And that's really what we want to do. We want to help people solve business problems, not help them to get ensconced in a whole new set of language around what artificial intelligence is.
yeah. Awesome. Where do you want to be in 6 months, 12 months from now? What's your short-term goal?
Well, so in 6 months, I'd like to have probably an additional 10 flagship type clients where we are truly solving business needs with AI in the operational space. Marketing and sales has been kind of the easy place for people to start because it's less risky. But
Hmm.
we want to be in furthering our clients' ability to change markets. And we've got one leading client in that space now where we are helping them to look at the capabilities that they have, how the markets are changing, and where they can take the assets that they have and grow into new spaces. So if we had 10 in that space who we were helping to really rethink their market position, and their competitors, um, that would be a success for us. In
Right.
a year, I'd like to see us back in doing more federal government work once they settle down
Right.
and help
Right.
them to be thinking about how they can really dramatically change the way that government delivers services using AI, but they're not quite ready for that. And I believe that we'll always keep a balance between our federal government and state government work together with the commercial work.
The campaigns that you're doing, kind of the old school government style campaign, and then the commercial group that you're going out after, are you doing in-person campaigns like cold emails? Are you doing LinkedIn conversations? How do you find those 10 flagship customers?
So on the commercial side of things, we are actually using AI to segment down the kinds of characteristics of the types of customers we want to be working with and reaching out directly to them.
Cool.
That's how we're having those conversations and how we're reaching out to them. We do background research on them before we reach out for the first call. So this is more of a bespoke
Yep.
approach to
Yep.
those clients because there's a lot of noise in digital marketing right now, and I
Yep.
don't find it effective for us at all.
Yep.
Um, we need to do it. We are doing it for awareness, but it's not the way we're going to find our clients, I don't think. And then, of course, referrals and word of mouth from there. The
Right.
government is a little different, and it remains. Um, it has a process for how it does things. I don't think that's gonna change dramatically. A lot of
Right.
our work, because we are smaller, is in teaming opportunities. So for example, by word of mouth, we've teamed up with IBM on a couple of different opportunities, one to run the supercomputers at NOAA,
Cool.
that predict weather. Another for the FAA air traffic modernization work, because they know the kind of work that we've done, um, and they know that we have capabilities with those certain clients in their
Mhm.
modernization efforts in the past. So for us, we're not about a big marketing campaign, consumer type of advertising.
Right. Right. What do you think the biggest challenge will be for you to get to the 10 flagship customers?
Well, I think there's a couple of challenges. One is pure market dynamics. And the reason I say that is OpenAI and some of the large language model providers, and providers like Palantir
Yep.
have gone to a model where they want to provide the type of things that we do on a grand scale. I
Hmm.
think we're always going to have the human touch. We're always going to be the people that mid-sized, smaller businesses will feel more comfortable working with. But there is no doubt that OpenAI is getting ready to launch all kinds of business function capability to sell directly to businesses, and so are the others. They are getting beyond just product, but also wanting to provide the services like Palantir has done with what they call forward deployed engineers.
Yep.
And that is very much going to potentially have an impact on the consulting market. I think the consulting market's going to get hit in many different ways. Already is, especially,
Already done. Yeah.
yeah, already is. But for us, I think our challenge to get to those 10 is to make sure that we are bringing in expertise and a niche understanding of specific markets where we continue to stay relevant together with that human touch and the ability to walk people through what is really a very overwhelming technology for making big moves with your business
Right.
when big moves are happening, whether you like them or not.
That's right. Okay, so last question, and I think I heard this in some of your answers, but you were talking about wanting to get to a place where you're helping people solve business problems and you want to get to maybe 10 flagship clients. But from a personal perspective, why does that matter to you? What drives you in this business?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I am old enough. I started a little young with my kids, but I'm old enough. I have grandchildren now.
Oh,
And
cool.
there is potentially going to be a very, very different world that they grow up in. And I have a huge passion for helping to preserve the dignity of work and ownership of small businesses. That really drives me. As much as the government work is nice to have, and that is, longer term typically and important work to be done, and things like predicting weather, what really drives me is the societal impacts of what AI has the potential to do in a good way and in a bad way. And, one of the things that we're working on is working with our local government so that we can together figure out how are we going to maintain an economy in this new world where our particular county is rural. But we're in rural West Virginia, not too far from DC, about 2 hours from DC, but we're
Okay.
mostly small businesses and contractors, and um, it's potentially going to be a very different world. And I want to make sure that humans remain at the center of that, and that humans continue to have purpose and ability to do things that they care about.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We can call that a wrap. A couple of things background wise. So your progression is very much like mine. I've been in federal contracting space for 25 years. But I backed away from that a couple of years ago when kind of everything went bonkers. I was though with the some of the special kinds of agencies.
Mm,
But now I'm doing kind of complete commercial focus and a similar reason, kind of going to help business owners solve business problems.